Don't you think?
A few calls. Now, what happened with the? You were telling me about the Mapplethorpe
You're going to
show.
sell this, right? You're going to make money off this?
It's just going to be, it's for journalism, dude. This is going to go live on Reviewer TV, YouTube, and anyways.
I'll try to make this as succinct and clear as possible. Alfred Santiago, he ran The Agency back in 1983. The Agency was like number 4 in New York to Elite and Ford and the other ones.
How'd you meet him?
I met him when I first opened my gallery here, Alfred Santiago.
He's your neighbor.
He was my neighbor around the corner, and he has a collection of images that he personally commissioned Robert Mapplethorpe to do for his modeling agency back in 1983.
Are they the Polaroids?
It's not only the Polaroids, but signed prints, darkroom prints, from the actual press images that were used to create this beautiful catalog of the talent for the agency. By the way, that catalog was in an art gallery show at the Robert Miller Gallery on May 3rd, 1983. Alfred Santiago and I, the owner of the collection and the owner of the agency at the time, we wanted to have a 30-year anniversary of that show here. Well, we spoke to each other for over 2 months, and finally, about a month and a half out from when he wanted to have the show, I got on the horn over this table with Alfred Santiago, his attorney, the attorneys for the foundation of Robert Mapplethorpe, and it wasn't the Kitty, but somebody else. And we all had a long discussion, and they talked a bunch of gossip about Mapplethorpe, and they made it clear that no matter what anybody's interests were, it was totally okay for Alfred Santiago to have a show. And not that the foundation would endorse it, but they wouldn't fight it and say that he wasn't legitimate with his ownership and presentation of this private collection he had of Mapplethorpe's, which was very significant. Robert always wanted to get involved with commercial industry and fashion, and never was he accepted, and Alfred Santiago provided a clear view and ability for him to be able to do that. So anyways, that moment, once we confirmed we were going to have the show here in my gallery, I spoke about Alex Salazar to the collector. Alex Salazar, we all know he's huge in town. He's got a lot of collectors, and he does a great job of promoting, and he's a big gallery that's really laying down a lot of precedence in San Diego. You know, in the short time he's been here in my book.
You're talking about White Box.
White Box Contemporary, his own gallery.
Started about 3 years ago.
He started 3 years ago, and look where he's at. He's got galleries in multiple hotels. He sponsors a space right on Broadway for artists to actually in residence have.
Artist in residence, that little box.
Yeah, the guy's
pretty. On the corner of 7th and Broadway, the other gallery.
7th and Broadway.
Yeah, it's very good real estate.
It's
it is. It's significant.
For art, it's significant.
So you told your
I told the collector to go
What's
to
his
talk
name again?
because Alfred Santiago.
Okay.
I told him to go talk to Alex Salazar. I didn't tell him to go talk to Alex Salazar. I said I wanted to talk to Alex Salazar. Maybe it would be a good idea because this is my first gallery. I'm a commercial photographer, and I've just started doing galleries. Well, within an hour, Alfred was down there talking, Santiago was talking to Alex Salazar, and within 2 hours, he had signed a contract, and Alex Salazared me. I lost out on one of the most significant opportunities in my life to have a show.
There's Alex, there's a couple women in the studio that would answer the phone, and then
I don't know. I've never had the opportunity.
So you've met Alex,
LinkedIn.
Right?
I've only had communication through Alex Salazar through LinkedIn because we both are in the same industry.
Have you ever met Alex?
He's actually
Salazar?
endorsed me. No, I haven't met him, but he endorsed me.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't met him. Personally, I have not met him. I met him over the internet. We've had communication. He's very brief. He's very busy. I mean,
so
even
Michael,
Alfred Santiago makes it clear that he can't get more than 2 minutes at a time, and he has a collection. He signed a contract with Alex Salazar for a collection.
For 2 years.
For 2 years, and Alex is going to be touring that collection, a Mapplethorpe collection, all the way as far as, I think, Idaho and Colorado.
And you were hoping that Alex, even though you'd never met him, he would help you.
Just give me advice.
He would give you advice. You wanted his help.
I have correspondence and emails, and he wouldn't. All he wanted was Alfred Santiago to show up at the gallery.
But he scored. He used that entree to get this client or get this collector.
He got this collector. And the stories the collector has to say about his experience. I'm helping him now because apparently the collector doesn't believe Alex promoted appropriately. And I mean,
really?
Deborah Klutchko is the director of the Museum of Photographic Arts here, and you know, being like the second most significant photographic art gallery in the whole nation to New York.
Do you mean
being
MoPA?
number one. Yeah, Museum of Photographic Art. Deborah Klutchko's the director there, and she didn't know about this. I got on the phone a week away with Santiago because I still give him a hard time, But he promised, we're good. It's people things, I'm good with. I don't care.
So what do you think will happen? What do you think will
Deborah
happen?
Klutchko created a documentary about the show and the agency and how Mapplethorpe and Alfred created this collection of work. And hopefully now that Alfred Santiago's gotten Klutchko to push it a little bit more because she's so significant in the photographic world, hopefully Alfred Santiago will be able to get these images because our concern is obviously...
Well, he can't get them for 2 years, can he?
Well, that's just it, unless they sell. And I think that's part of the reason Alex wants to hold on to them, unless they sell. If somebody buys them. That's according to Alfred Santiago. Dude, this is so third hand. I'm so out of my place to say this stuff. But from what I've been led to believe, until they sell, Alex has the first right of refusal to either buy or own. So the interest is to get him, Alfred
Where do you think the pieces are now? Are they on their way to a different city, to be in a different
the collector
show?
doesn't know, but Alex says they're on their way to a show, I believe, in Colorado.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah,
well, thank you.
Welcome to the art world. I'm learning about it a lot. And Alex Salazar, he's an awesome, incredible gallery director. And I probably didn't have, I don't know what would have happened. I know one thing. I would have got Deborah Klutchko down to the opening if I had those images here. But for whatever it's worth, Alex knows a lot of important people. And he probably will hopefully give the collector what he deserves. And, all the artwork will end up where it's supposed to.
All right.
The collection of the Mapplethorpe work. And I really appreciate the Mapplethorpe work. It's one of the few bodies of work that I could have actually hung in here that wasn't pornographic in nature. It actually had the body of work from the Polaroids through to the actual hand-touched prints for the catalog, and then this beautifully produced catalog for the Robert Mueller Gallery that they had a release show on May 3rd in 1983, which they eventually, 30-year anniversary.
Mapplethorpe didn't only shoot bondage porn, though, right? He shot women, he shot celebrities.
Sure.
He shot, yeah. But what he's known for is something different.
And this was a collection of work from concept up through the completion by a guy, in my opinion, who technically really understood photography, and that I can appreciate.
He shook up the art world back then because of he was getting that, and he was also getting money from the government for endowments, and people were saying, why is the government funding porn? But anyways, thank you for all the information, Michael. And hopefully everybody will come on the July 19th.
July 19th. Ray Diaz, really fun art. We'll have good time, live music, drinks, libations. July 19th and 20, 6 to 9, 1815 5th Avenue. Right between Gaslamp and Hillcrest in the middle of the heart of Bankers Hill. Plenty of parking.
Name of the gallery?
The name of the gallery is Luminous Views. LuminousViews.com. Check me out. Thanks for watching.